Surah to Yunus, Surah number 10 of the Quran. And I shared with you that verse in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala described the event in which Pharaoh was drowning. Arrogant Pharaoh, power drunk Pharaoh. Sounds like Washington, doesn't it? Arrogant Pharaoh, power drunk Pharaoh. Pharaoh declaring, I am the Lord Most High. Sovereignty is here, not with him. Sovereignty is with the state. Ana rabbukumul a'la. Pharaoh enslaving the people so he can use slave labor to build monuments, to build the pyramids. Sounds like the world today, doesn't it? Pharaoh, when he was drowning, the eyes could see. فَبَصَرُكَ الْيَوْمَ حَدِيدٌ. The eyes could see. While he was drowning, the veils were removed. And then he realized, I am not God. I now realize I am not God. That's the real God, the one that Banu Israel worships. And I now declare my faith in him. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala responded, Al-an, now Fir'aun, وَقَدْ عَصَيْتَ قَبْلُ. And before this you were in obstinate, arrogant rebellion. وَكُنْتَ مِنَ الْمُفْسِدِينَ. And you were committing fasad. That loaded word. Fasad, fasad, fasad. That which corrupts. And corrupts in a way to destroy. Fasad. And all the different manifestations of fasad. Political fasad, economic fasad. Fasad in the corruption of food. Fasad in the corruption of the male-female relationship. So many different forms of fasad. فَالْيَوْمَ نُنَجِّيكَ بِبَدَنِكَ. This day, Pharaoh, we have determined to preserve your physical body, your badan. لِتَكُونَ, that you, meaning your physical body, meaning when your physical body is rediscovered, when it resurfaces in the historical process. Have you visited the Cairo Museum, any of you? When your physical body resurfaces in the historical process, لِتَكُونَ لِمَنْ خَلْفَكَ آيَةً. That would be a sign for a people who will come after you. Your body, and of course you know the body was discovered. And you know when it was discovered, don't you? It was discovered at precisely that moment in time when the Zionist movement was about to be born at the end of the 19th century. Precisely at that time. That your body, when it resurfaces, when it is rediscovered, would be a sign for a people to come after you. وَإِنَّ كَثِيرًا مِنَ النَّاسِ عَنْ آيَاتِنَا لَغَافِلُونَ. But most people are negligent about studying our signs, are oblivious of our signs. Our signs are there as big as a billboard to the airport. And you still miss it? وَإِنَّ كَثِيرًا مِنَ النَّاسِ عَنْ آيَاتِنَا لَغَافِلُونَ. They remain heedless of our signs. What is the sign? We said, and Allah knows best, that the message from the Lord is this, that the last age is going to witness this event, this reenactment of that epic encounter between truth and falsehood, between power drunk and arrogant falsehood, stamping its bloody foot on the face of the fair earth, in Guantanamo, in Abu Ghraib, all over Afghanistan, in the northwest of Pakistan. That epic encounter between those who rule with falsehood, those with arrogant, power drunk, and targeting and oppressing the small group of people led by a prophet who had no tanks but who had the truth, who were being demonized, who were being terrorized, who were being oppressed, who were being enslaved. That epic encounter ended with destruction of the forces of falsehood, destruction of the forces of oppression, and victory for truth because of a divine intervention. The message is that those who live the way he lived, Pharaoh, would die the way he died. وَإِمْ مِنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ إِلَّا لَيُؤْمِنَنَّ بِهِ قَبْلَ مَوْتِهِ وَيَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ يَكُونُ عَلَيْهِمْ شَهِيدًا. It'll take too much time this morning for us to unravel and paint for you the picture of the end. But we want to go back to the slave woman. One of the strategies that he employed, Pharaoh, was to seek to eliminate baby boys so that there would be a preponderance of baby girls over baby boys. يُذَبِّحُونَ أَبْنَاءَكُمْ وَيَسْتَحْيُونَ نِسَاءَكُمْ وَفِي ذَلِكُمْ بَلَاءٌ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ عَظِيمٌ. As it was at that time, so will it be again in the end time. Dajjal will follow in the footsteps of Pharaoh. The United States is becoming Egypt. Any Egyptian could go to the United States and see all the signs there. Pharaoh is taking over the United States of America. If you can't see that, I suggest you go to the eye specialist. Pharaoh is taking over the United States of America. And as the baby boys are slaughtered and the baby girls become preponderant, you have an upside down world for Banu Israel. That upside down world is coming to us as well. And there it is, in the slave woman giving birth to her mistress. It's the same thing. How can a slave woman give birth to her mistress? In order for us to answer that, we have to begin with the philosophy of gender in Islam. I'm famous in New York for an expression that I used, something similar to the blue jeans Jamaat. I used it once in a lecture and then it just started being repeated everywhere. I said, if God is a man, that's bad news for women. Some people didn't like it at all. Because if you say that God is a man, then God has gender. He is inside gender. Your philosophy of gender is such that even God has gender. But wait a minute. Why should he be a man? You are setting up those who accept God as a man, you are setting them up for tomorrow, when God as a man is going to be swept aside as discriminatory to women. So tomorrow will come when you be forced to concede that no, we can no longer